if you are interested in science, if you're interested in STEM, if you're interested in problem solving, then I think this is a very worthwhile degree to have. And it also gives you the foundation for anything else you might want to go into later.
You can do lots of different degrees. You can do chemistry, you can do data science, you can do computer science, and work in the vaccine field. Because we need all these different disciplines to make vaccines.
Looking back, I think the main advice I'd give would be to try and be as informed as possible about what the career options are, possibly even before graduation.
The most important thing is to do what you enjoy. Like, if you are interested in science, if you're interested in STEM, if you're interested in problem solving and application of science to improve the world in some way, then I think this is a very worthwhile degree to have. And it also gives you the foundation for anything else you might want to go into later. So, for example, in my case, I kind of started off in the biochemical engineering space, but I went into product development, which gave me a view into other types of roles that are out there. So I didn't know about this role until I kind of went when I was working at my first job. And so I realized that there are so many different types of jobs that you can do, but you have to find something that you enjoy. And if, with someone like myself, I do enjoy being in front of the customers. I do enjoy presenting and demoing and traveling as well. So I get to do all of that in this job right now. But if science is something that you enjoy and you are passionate about it, I think it's definitely a great foundation to have, because you can act as a springboard for so many other types of careers.
You have to like the science, you have to have the persistence, resilience, and curiosity. Because I will not lie, because to be a scientist we have to do a lot of studying. Most of the time we have to study more than 5 to 6 years until you get a PhD and then become a doctor to have your own project. I think my experience in working as an intern during my master and PhD really helped me a lot, because there I learned a lot about large-scale manufacturing on biologics. That skill can be translated into the large-scale manufacturing of the viral vector that I did in the case of Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
So just embracing all opportunities and go with them.
Yeah, so you have to prepare yourself, and then of course if there is a opportunity in the table, you have to have the courage to take it.
You can do lots of different degrees. You can do chemistry, you can do data science, you can do computer science, you can do biology, immunology, vaccinology, physics even, and work in the vaccine field. Because we need all these different disciplines to make vaccines, or mathematics even, So do the degree they are interested in, and then with that degree, they can work in the vaccine field.
You need to be very aware of what you want. At a certain point, I realized, okay, vaccine is my thing, protein engineering is my thing, and I will do everything I can to get into one of those PhDs.
So kind of narrow down and
you need to narrow it
focus
down,
on
because
that.
the PhD is a step. It's a step forward in whatever career you're planning in your mind. And it's a step that you do not for the sake of the science itself, which is also a part if you want to do research, but it's also for any soft skills, any, let's say, character development that it gives to you. Like what makes you, again, problem solving, like being able to be independent and solve your problems on your own. These are the skills people will learn and PIs look forward. So if you're able to show that, and if you have a clear, more or less field of what you want to do, I say just focus on that. Try not to aim too wide, nor aim too narrow.
I think without creativity, then, we are all doomed. And certainly when it comes to hobbies, I maintain my creative hobbies. I make earrings. I'm going on a workshop next weekend to do some leather work. I sing. So keeping music and keeping those creative outlets, really, I think makes you a better scientist. Do what you're passionate about. Always do what you're passionate about. Don't do what you think you should do. do what you really enjoy, even if it's hard. Because if you enjoy it, you'll work hard at it and you'll succeed at it.
The other thing to remember is that whatever what you're doing now doesn't mean that that's what you will have to be doing in 20 years' time. Careers develop, interests develop, you will be able to do different things, but if you've got a fundamental basis in in knowledge and how to apply that and how to move with it, and also you always be willing to learn from others. Always, you will never know everything.
Yes.
And people will always be able to teach you. You should always be willing to teach other people. That's important as well. But the main philosophy is if you're interested and you're enjoying it, you'll do well at it.
I guess the most important attribute is to just be patient with yourself and your study. Well, first of all, everything takes a bit longer dealing with biological organisms. Therefore, and many things can go wrong as well during the investigation process as well. You can have faulty machines, you can have cells that just doesn't grow, for example, and then everything takes a bit longer. If you're expecting, for example, a 2-hour synthesis, but you're actually looking at cultivation of cells for weeks or even longer. So I guess, be patient.
Virology in particular, there's something intriguing about understanding how viruses work, because if we understand how they work, then maybe one day we can work to sort of stop them or control them in some way. Much like the pandemic, we've all seen the impact that viruses can have on our daily life, and that was quite an extreme example, but we've all had like a cold or something, and I think, if you're really passionate about it or if just interested in it, you should definitely give it a go, because it's such an interesting and rewarding career.
I don't think there's a strict formula, unfortunately, that I can prescribe. I think a lot of it relates to luck, but I also think that there are some valuable things that I've experienced in working life that has really helped me in this job. I think the fact that I have had exposure to policy research has been quite important, and thinking through the importance of evidence-based academic research to inform policy making. And it's also allowed me to digest quite complex topics, I guess, to wider audiences that might not have a technical background in those questions. And then also having exposure to a range of different policy engagement activities. That can be anything from conducting interviews to running workshops to writing policy briefs or responding to government consultations. And then more generally, I think having some degree of curiosity and being open-minded, and also relying on the experts around you has been really valuable.
Looking back, I think the main advice I'd give would be to try and be as informed as possible about what the career options are early in the process, but possibly even before graduation. So if you're interested in sales, particularly, or you think you might be interested in sales, then I would say try to get in contact with industry as early as possible. A lot of companies will have either graduate programs that you can enter, or they'll be quite open to providing advice on the direction that you might want to go in. And they can at least give you a good overview of what the reality of a sales role in the pharmaceutical industry is, because I think it's probably quite different to how a lot of people imagine it could be. If you're the sort of person who's going to be good in sales, then you're probably fairly comfortable with that kind of outreach anyway. And I think a lot of sales people are fairly outgoing. They'll be happy to give you advice and talk to you if that's a direction that you really think you want to move in.
Do whatever you like to do. That is very important, because this is huge commitments. And from my personal experience, you don't need to do anything in a row. So if you want to take a gap year between your degrees, or do something else,
some industry experience,
or even in a completely different area. I don't know, for example, one of the things that I would like in the future as well, it's to do something that could connect science with art. So that would be something, I don't know if I would spend a lot doing that, but definitely I really, really want to try that, because again, it's difficult and it's new, and I guess it's a good challenge as well.
Thank you for watching this episode of VaxHub Careers in Vaccine Development. To delve deeper into the world of vaccine development and production, be sure to also explore the other episodes in our video series and listen to the longer form podcast for in-depth conversations with a variety of guests working in this exciting space.